ultimate multitasking, cooking while I drive. I'm going to make a camping meal and cook it on the way in the van and finish it off at the campsite. And I'm going to do it using a couple of gadgets, which I will show you now. An inverter and a slow cooker. I shall plug the inverter into the cigarette lighter in the van.
Right.
And then I shall plug this, the slow cooker, into the inverter. And hopefully it'll cook as I'm going along. We'll see. It's an experiment, so I have no idea. I've never done this before. Let's see what happens. The dish is an Italian beef casserole, which is designed for cooking in the slow cooker. And I have some casserole steak. It's actually proper steak. It's sirloin. Push the boat out a little bit. In there, some flour, about 30 odd grams. Roughly chopped onions. Some chili flakes. Garlic. Red wine. Bay leaves. Mixed Italian herbs. Red wine stock pot. Tomato puree, pepper, red pepper, and chopped tomatoes, and some beef stock. Those are the ingredients.
And how many will that serve?
That is, well, according to the recipe book, this should serve 6 people. But what I'm going to do is make it for 6, and then batch it into portions of 2. And then we'll be taking a portion of 2 with us, hopefully, in the crock pot. The rest can go in the freezer.
Right, and you'll put the ingredients, the quantities in the description below, will you?
All of the quantities will go in the description below. So if you want to make it yourselves, then feel free, have a go. Step 1 is to coat the beef in flour, and I'll do it at a batch at a time, just so that everything gets coated. Absolutely everything. That's it. Oh, we're doing quite well here. Seems to be working. There we are. I think that should just about do. That'll be fine. The next step is to put a drop of oil, I use olive oil, in the bottom of a heavy base pan. We need to wait for that to warm up a little bit. I need to get the pan nice and hot and the oil nice and hot for the sizzle factor. Right. Yes, we've got the sizzle factor heat, so the first batch can go in. It's not a good idea to try and do it all in one go, because if you do, then you cool the fat down and it doesn't seal the meat properly. And sometimes you've just got to get in there with your hands. There. You're picking up that sizzle? Oh. Should be picking up that sizzle.
Picking up the dogs.
Definitely picking up the dogs. Now.
Now.
Beginning to get nicely brown. You don't want to overdo it. It's just got to be sealed. It doesn't matter if there is still a little bit of pink anywhere. That really doesn't matter. You're not cooking a steak. This is going into a casserole. Right, we've got a good old sizzle going on there now, look. Simon from Yonder Mountain Adventures, you would be impressed with this sizzle, I think. Right, time to fetch it out. The next step is a drop more oil in the pan. Get some heat back underneath that. You don't need to wash the pan out in between. Let's get that warmed up a little bit. Doesn't need to be too hot. And then we're going to have the onion. There. And crushed garlic and the chili flakes. There we are. Give that a good old mix. A good old mix round. And now we're going to turn the heat down, because the last thing you want is to burn the chili flakes, or burn the garlic, because then it goes bitter and it spoils the taste, spoils the flavour. That's it. That needs to sweat off until the onion starts to soften up. Next thing, I need to add the wine. Oh, lovely. Oh, what a fabulous aroma. Woohoo! Now, I need to bring that to the boil and keep the heat on until it reduces by half. Just keeping an eye on it. It's now reduced by half. I'll turn that down. In actual fact, I could turn it off completely, because it's going into the slow cooker afterwards. Here goes the tomato puree and the pepper. The bay leaves, which I've ripped up so that I can make sure I get at least one portion in each portion that I'm going to batch up. In go the Italian herbs. 1 tin of chopped tomatoes. About a pint roughly of beef stock. And then I like to use one of these little stock pot. This is a red wine stock pot. There you go. Actually, I will put the heat back on there until that dissolves. Which may take a minute or two. I'm all ready. Got that. This is going to be divided up now into 3 containers. What I need to do now is divide this steak into each container. So I'll try and get it as good as I can, but I'm not measuring it, I'm not weighing it. Just do it by the eye. The next day, right, almost ready to go. I'm going to load my casserole into this slow cooker without falling over. It's a 1.8 litre slow cooker, and it draws about 100 watts. So we should be okay. I'm going to cook it on low. It looks nice already. A bit bay leaf. Okay, that's good to go. We're here. This is the pitch. And now to check the cooking. Well, there's the inverter that we've been running with, and now to check. Oh, look at that. Okay, lid back on quickly, can't afford to lose any more heat. Now it's time to put some chestnut mushrooms in. I've just cut them up quite thickly, don't need to be sliced. I've put extra in because we're not using courgettes. I couldn't get any at the supermarket. Some people don't like them anyway, but I do. Anyway, in they go. Oof, steaming my glasses up. And that's bubbling away nicely. These need to go in for about, get away fly. These need to go in for about the last half an hour of cooking. Like with everything else, you've just got to gauge it and check and just make sure that everything's cooked down nicely. You don't want raw mushrooms in there. Give it a good mix. Oh, smells beautiful. There we are. We are lucky here because we've got electricity on site. If I hadn't got electricity, I'd be using something that was recommended to me by Simon Thompson from Yonder Mountain Adventures. And I bought one. It's an R600, All Powers R600, and that is what I would be using to power my lovely little slow cooker. I'll have to get that out on another occasion, try it out and see what happens. There we are. That needs to be left now for about another half an hour, 45 minutes, and it'll be ready. And then I'll serve it with some Idaho and mash, and happy days. There you go. There we are. Try it yourself. I'll let you know what it tastes like later. Okay. This is probably my most extravagant and complicated cooking dish ever. We'll see. Let's see how it's turned out. Okay. Just do love a good eating segment.
Yeah.
That meat looks so tender.
Mmm. That's really good.
Oh.
That really is good. It's cooked on the way.
Yeah, it's hot. The meat is so tender it's falling apart. You just don't need a knife. It's beautiful. Success. I should be doing that again. Even though the van did smell as if I was an Italian restaurant on wheels.
Well,
but
cheers.
I don't mind. Cheers. I'll drink to that one. Well, if you like this recipe, click like, subscribe to me, please. I haven't got many subscribers. I'm new, and I'll keep doing these weird and wonderful dishes. I think the next attempt is probably going to be a curry. I'll try something vegetarian next, or maybe a fish burger. I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. And cheers. See you on the next one.